So we're trying to get... Yeah, we'll back up just a little bit here, but you can see this is an area of broad rotation, but these storms, as you well know, we've been talking to you here for the past several hours here. So it's moving off to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Again, this is going to move into an area of Panola County that is highly rural, but in the Keechee area at about 358, and then in Preston, and both of these cities, by the way, are in Louisiana. But there are very few cities involved, and this is, again, I continue to tell you, the rural parts of East Texas are some of the most beautiful anywhere. But not a lot of folks live in these areas. Lots of farms, lots of ranches, though, in these vicinities. So what we're looking at right now is a possibility of a tornado. This is radar indicated, correct, guys? All right, so this is a radar indicated tornado just south of Carthage along Highway 59, south of the city, moving off toward the east-northeast to northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So let's just go ahead and put on our high-resolution radar, Cody, and see what this is shaping up to look like. It's basically the same storm that we had. Remember the one that was canceled near the Dotson area? We had that warning canceled. This is the same storm system that is moving now into areas just to the south of the city of Carthage. So things seem to have calmed down a little bit once it got out of the southeastern portions of Rusk County. But now that it's into Panola County, it has certainly increased as far as its intensity. And again, you can see it. There's a really deep area of red right there just south of Carthage. We've got a tremendous amount of lightning and wind in these storms. We could be looking at hail maybe as large as a quarter, maybe even close to $50 in some of these storms as they continue to develop and moving into a part of East Texas that is very unstable right now. We're looking at some small hail here, probably less than a half an inch that's associated with this storm right now. But we're going to continue to monitor all of this for you. And again, this is a radar indicated tornado warning. We also have the severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect basically just all the way around the tornado warning that we have, and that's in effect until 3:45. That's the severe thunderstorm warning. Now the tornado warning itself, it is in effect until 3:30. We've got a storm again possibly producing a tornado. Again, this is radar indicated just to the south of the city of Carthage, probably crossing over Highway 59 as we speak, moving off toward the east-northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So looking at our radial velocity scan once again, which is the way that we can see. And again, radial velocity is amazing. The whole purpose behind these NexRad or these Doppler radars is not only can we see the rain that's out there and how heavy the rain is, but we can also see the direction and the speed that the raindrops are falling. That's the whole purpose of the Doppler radar. That's why we have Doppler radar. And now we have the radar, the dual polarization radar that can do even so much more. But it looks like we've got a rotation area right here. We may actually have a little secondary rotation just back off toward the south and east there. But the main rotation is now to the east of Highway 59 to the southeast of the city of Carthage, just outside the loop, and it continues to head off toward the east-northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So as these storms have done in the past, they've kind of popped up very quickly and lasted for a little while and then weakened, as this one did when we had that back in the southeastern parts of Rusk County near Mount Enterprise, which from what we're seeing now, the damage in Mount Enterprise, especially at that RV park, Pine Springs RV Park, yes. Is that the name of it? I believe that's it. And
Whispering Pines.
Whispering Pines RV Park north of Mount Enterprise. The damage there is considerable. But here yet another possible spin up of a tornado southeast of the city of Carthage. And again, the movement is kind of really between northeast and east-northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit, Cody, here and put on our high-resolution radar and just watch these storms move in. Again, very, very heavy, very intense thunderstorms have been moving through East Texas starting late this morning and really continuing heavily into the middle part of the afternoon. Zooming out even further, Cody, see we have several other warnings that are in effect right now. Parts of Cherokee, northwestern Nacogdoches, parts of the southern sections of Rusk County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. That's in effect until 4 o'clock this afternoon. And they put a little tag on this one as well, so that a tornado is possible with this storm, as it is strong enough that it could at times produce an isolated tornado. And there is some broad rotation in this system as it makes its way into Cherokee County, but right now not strong enough to where the National Weather Service office made the decision to issue a tornado warning right now. But we also have flash flood warnings in effect for northeastern Cherokee, parts of Rusk County as well, and that flash flood warning remains in effect until 6:15. And we also have a flash flood warning for parts of Smithwood, Upshur, and that'll be in effect until 5:15 this afternoon. So it has been a very active first alert weather day across East Texas. We have that one tornado warning, and again, this is for parts of Panola County, and it is just right inside of the severe thunderstorm warning that was issued literally just 3 minutes prior to the actual tornado warning coming out. And again, they tagged that with possible tornado as well. So let's go ahead and zoom back into that, Cody, and we'll put up our radial velocity scan and see if we can't see something new here possibly. It's about the same, so still kind of to the southeast of the city of Carthage. We've got, again, two areas that could be producing some type of rotation here. But again, this is a radar indicated tornado. This has not been verified on the ground, and unless, I guess, the Panola County Sheriff's Department, with many of their officers around the county, can let us know to actually see this. This is moving into an extremely rural area of the county of Panola, which is kind of southeast and eventually to the east of the city of Carthage. So we want everybody just to be prepared to get into that small windowless interior room, all the beautiful land, ranches, and farms that are outside of Carthage, just to the east of the city. If you have a home in this area, please make sure that you are following this very, very carefully and you get into that small windowless interior room if it is close enough to you. And again, if you live just outside of the city of Carthage to the southeast or east, I think you need to be there now. You need to be in that small windowless interior room protecting you and your family from the potential that we could have a tornado on the ground here. Again, this is radar indicated, and the National Weather Service has indicated to us that it is radar indicated. But the severe thunderstorm warning that came out, this came out with a tag that said possible tornado, and then just a few moments later actually did issue that tornado warning. So again, moving off toward the kind of in between northeast and east northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Again, just showing that the two communities there of Keechee and Stonewall, and again, folks, those are in Louisiana. So again, no major cities to the east of the city of Carthage right now, just the rural areas of the county. So we want you to be aware. Again, it's not indicating any cities at all to the east of the city of Carthage, but if you have some farmland or if you have a mobile home somewhere in these areas, or just you live in these or currently working in that area, make sure that you leave the outside, get into a sturdy shelter. Again, mobile homes, manufactured homes, just not strong enough. We need something that's kind of down into that foundation to be as strong as possible. And we want you to go there and to stay there and be there as best you can. But again, you can see Highway 79, once again, coming out of Carthage. It looks like this is going to be south of the highway there. And it's now as east of Highway 59. So it's just in that part of east of Carthage and Panola County, where again it is a very rural section of that county. So putting back on our high resolution radar, we'll wait for an update here on the radial velocity scan. You can see that we've got just a very, very strong thunderstorm now just to the east of the city of Carthage, and more than likely that's what we're talking about. That's where this possible tornado could be located. Again, Carthage, the city at this point, appears to be out of danger from this tornado, but you're still in it. We're still waiting for word from the Weather Service on whether or not we actually have a tornado or it continues to be a radar indicated tornado. But you can see the movement. Again, we've been watching these thunderstorms throughout the day today. You can almost see the storm spinning on its own. Again, a mesocyclone. This is a small area that is actually spinning. The thunderstorm, all thunderstorms spin in some manner. But when they start spinning a little bit more, you can actually see them on a radar as we loop them like we're doing for you right now. And that's probably why we're looking at least the possibility for a tornado to be in this one. It is not observed. It is still radar indicated. Let's go ahead and look at our radial velocity scan here. Let's see if we've got something new from the Shreveport Radar. We don't. Let's try Fort Polk, see if we can get anything out of there. There we go. We're again now looking at more of a tight little wound up system here. Again, this is east of the city of Carthage, but we're going to look a little bit closer in there. Again, it's east of Highway 59, and again, a very rural area of the city, south of Highway 79 right now. But from the Fort Polk radar, it is indicating a little tighter spin here in the atmosphere. Whether or not that's a tornado on the ground, but we've got 65, maybe 70 mile per hour winds involved here, but we have what's called gate-to-gate shear. This is going toward the radar, away from the radar, over 110 miles per hour right now. So there's something going on in the atmosphere. There is some spinning in the atmosphere there, but whether or not it's down to the ground, that's a different animal, because we just don't know. It's possible, but we just don't know. All right, so let's zoom out on this one, Cody, and put a path on it now that we have a little better look on where this might actually be located. Again, this is up when, of course, we get into the bad area at that point. We'll back it up just one frame. There you go.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We'll put a path on that kind of off toward the east-northeast, and this is only moving at about 30 miles per hour. And again, we're not going to see any major cities, but you kind of get the idea. There's Carthage right there. We're talking about, maybe 4 or 5 miles to the east of the city right now, and these are 10-minute increments, or intervals, I should say, on this cone here. So if you know where you live in that part of Panola County, and you're saying you're about 10 minutes away, you're east of Carthage, can you put a measuring tool from the center of Carthage and just kind of work it just slowly off toward the east? So we're talking about maybe 5 miles to the east of the city right now is where this tornado could possibly be. So if you live 5 miles, maybe 10 miles east of the city, you need to be in your tornado safe spot now, because if this actually is reaching the ground, and it would be very difficult to see that, again, because it is a very rural area, not many major roadways running through there. Even the Panola County Sheriff's Office may not be out in this area, because they've also had, possibility of damage in the northern parts and maybe the southwestern parts of the county already, so kind of looking at that. So be aware. The warning remains in effect. Cody, what did we say, 4 o'clock?
Let me check for you.
On that one?
That is until
3:30. Okay, so we've got about another 10 minutes on that. And maybe the shorter time period, because it was just a radar indicated system at this point, but we are seeing out of the Fort Polk radar a little more of a little spin up here. And if we look at the Shreveport radar, see if we've got an update. Yeah, it's kind of right on top of the same area. So we're looking at rotation. Doesn't look very significant right now, but we do have, you see that the bright reds and the bright greens are pretty close to one another. So that's pretty much where the tornado would be if it was on the ground, probably about 5 to 6 miles east of downtown Carthage and moving off toward the east-northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and put the radar back on. We'll put the high-resolution radar back on. We'll zoom back out to all of East Texas to see what additional warnings we have. We know we have a huge severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for parts of Cherokee, Rusk, and northern Nacogdoches County, but we also have a new warning here for parts of Houston County that came out just a few moments ago. Let's get a time on that at 3:45. That's when that expires, so another 25 minutes for that one. And again, you can see the strong storms moving in. Do they have a tag on that by any chance, guys, or is it just this base?
Let me jump over real quick. Just base.
I don't see any tags here, but yeah, so we've got some strong thunderstorms moving through parts of Houston County right now, nearing the city of Crockett, probably moving through already the city of Crockett. But you can see things are starting to progressively get better. We've seen a few counties already dropped from the tornado watch. We saw, I believe it was Hopkins, Rains, Van Zant, and Kaufman were removed from the tornado watch. So that's good news. Things are progressing. Unfortunately, if you live in deep East Texas, it's progressing right towards you, and that's certainly unfortunate. Again, the kiddos got off of school for many areas at 3 o'clock, and I actually checked some of the emails during the last break that some of the schools are just holding the kids inside until these storms move through. So parents, please be patient with the schools. They're doing their best to protect your children. So don't get all antsy and say, I want my kid to come. Just let it all happen. As long as you're in your vehicle and they're inside, the lightning is not going to be an issue. So let's just keep the patience going there as long as we possibly can. So again, severe thunderstorm warnings for Houston County, parts of northeastern Cherokee, Rusk, and northwestern sections of Nacogdoches County. I know, Cody, I'm going a little fast for you here, but that one expires at 4 o'clock, this warning that we have right here. And again, that one had a tag on there of a possible tornado, but we've not seen anything more than just severe thunderstorms right now with wind gusts possibly up to 60 miles per hour. And I believe in that one, they were saying $half size hail is a possibility in the storms moving through, or actually kind of right now moving into the southwestern portions of Rusk County. And you can see a couple of flash flood warnings, the areas in blue. We've had some excessive rain of 2 to 4 inches, even seeing more in some locations. Cody?
Just to build on that, Mark, we're getting reports of a flooded elementary gym and one classroom at West Rusk ISD.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're starting to see the flooding becoming a real issue out there. There's no doubt about it. So please just continue to be patient as these storms move through. One more thing, Cody?
Yeah, we just got another update on the tornado warning that the overall rotation aloft is showing a lot more speed, like what we were seeing, but further down to the ground, they're just not exactly seeing that just yet.
Okay, well,
that
is good news.
Yes.
And again, kind of zooming back into that, Cody.
Sure.
That tornado warning, just to kind of explain how things run here with Doppler radar. They start just above the horizon at about 0.05 degrees, and then they go up a little bit at a time, and they make several sweeps, up to 16 sweeps, and then they come back down and they do it again. So they're seeing the rotation maybe up 3,000 feet, but they get lower to the ground, and they're just not seeing the rotation. We can see the rotation here, and this is probably a few thousand feet up into the atmosphere, but when they look at it, they're not seeing really any low-level rotation. So that's why they put radar indicated possible tornado, and that warning's still in effect. We're probably going to kind of maybe shave some of this off here soon. That would certainly be nice, but that warning goes in effect until 3:30, which is really only another 5 minutes. So whether or not they expand that further to the east and northeast or not is a decision that they will make. But the Weather Service offices both in Fort Worth and Shreveport have been extremely busy today, and they have lots of people in there watching these storms, just like we have the three of us in here right now watching all the storms. And Katie early this morning. So we've had the whole team here at least at some point throughout the day today. But we're watching, again, I believe this is Highway 79 coming out of Carthage. It looks like the rotation there is going to kind of stay east and south of the highway. Again, this has been a radar indicated, nothing officially on the ground, but the reason why we do these cut-ins is because if there's any threat to life or property, we're going to be here for you. I know it's not all of East Texas. It's a small portion of East Texas. But if this was you sitting underneath this tornado warning, you'd want us here, and that's why we do what we do. Again, this warning is not going to be in effect for too much longer. We'll have to see if they kind of shave any of it off or expand it off toward the north and east. But at this point, that warning remains in effect until 3:30, and that is only another 5 minutes. Any signs that they're planning on doing anything with it at all?
No word either or, but just with their wording that they're not seeing that strong gate-to-gate velocity in the low levels, I would take that as they're probably going to allow it to expire unless the next scan shows.
And the thunderstorm warning, when does that expire, Cody?
Let's see here.
3:45?
45,
yeah. So 3:45 for the thunderstorm warning. So that'll kind of take over maybe from this tornado warning as it expires here in about 4 minutes or so. So that will continue in effect until 3:45. That's the severe thunderstorm warning here. And that may actually kind of shave some of that off too as this tornado warning expires here in just a few moments. Yes, Cody, they're
going to allow it to expire.
Okay, they're going to allow this tornado warning to expire. Again, they're seeing mid-level rotation. We told you that gate-to-gate shear that we showed you about 110 miles an hour. But see, this is the latest update here. It's turning into more of a wind situation right now, kind of a west-southwest to east-northeast wind moving into the eastern parts of the county. So there's no real indication here that we've got really any circulation. And if it is, it's very broad, and it's in the mid-levels of the atmosphere as opposed to at the surface. So they're going to allow that to expire here in just a couple of minutes. So while we have a couple of minutes waiting for that to expire, let's go ahead and put our radar back on, our high-resolution radar. We'll zoom out and look at all of East Texas, and we'll get you all the warnings here before we get you back to regular programming. All right, we have the Houston County warning. We'll start southwest. And that warning is in effect, let me move out of the way, till 3:45. The storms there, I believe, are moving off toward the east, probably at about 40 miles per hour or so. So just to anticipate southern Cherokee, northern Angelina County to be getting some, already southern Cherokee, you've got the storms that have moved in already. They're not quite to severe limits, but that could change really at any time. In places like Trinity County down to Polk, Angelina, southern Nacogdoches, Shelby, and all the counties in Deep East Texas, just be prepared for the possibility of strong storms to move into your area very soon. We also have a pretty large severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Cherokee, Rusk, and northern Nacogdoches County. That will continue until 4 o'clock this afternoon. We have a couple of flash flood warnings. We've got one for parts of Smith, Upshur, and Wood County. And that flash flood warning will expire at 5:15. Again, a lot of rain has fallen in these areas, as you can see, over the last several hours. We've got another flash flood warning for northern sections of Rusk and northeastern Cherokee County. That'll be in effect until 6:15. Again, in these locations, we've had rainfall totals. Some of you have actually let us know of over 5 inches of rain. So that can do have some serious problems. Remember, in flooding situations, don't drive on a road that is flooded. Turn around, don't drown. Find another way home, because we want to make sure that if you do that, you could be a victim here. Joe, you have something you want to tell us here?
We've got some live storm damage from Mount Enterprise at the Whispering Pines.
Okay,
RV Park.
Whispering Pines RV Park. Can we pop that up if we have that available? Again, this is north of Mount Enterprise along Highway 59, I believe, at Whispering Pines RV Park.
No injuries.
No, yeah, that has been good. I should have brought that up earlier. We've had no injuries reported from the damage that occurred there, and this is pretty much where we believe the tornado started. We're clearing off the lens there. It's raining, so just bear with us. Again, you can see the damage there on that RV.
Yeah, definitely overturned.
Got one overturned and flipped on its side. It looks like maybe some minor tree damage being reported there. And this is, again, just north of Mount Enterprise along Highway 59. Can we zoom into that, Cody? Let's just zoom into the Mount Enterprise area. Sure. Just to kind of show you. We've got radar looping, so you can probably see the storm that moved through there. Again, there's Mount Enterprise, and it's just, 259, excuse me, I don't know why I said 59. 259 is what the RV park. It's north of Mount Enterprise. And again, you can see the storms that moved on through there. Again, that may be where the tornado actually began when you saw the little frames move through there, but we also got right about there. I would say is probably when that happened, sometime about 2:25 to 2:35, somewhere in that area. But that's when the sheriff's department did tell us that they saw mobile homes lifted and thrown into the air at this Whispering Pines RV park. So that's the video that we were showing you. And if we have more of that video, just pop it up at any time. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. The best news about all of that is that there were no injuries reported as that tornado touched down there and then continuing. Okay, that'd be great. As it continued to move off toward the east-northeast. But again, this is some of the damage that we're looking at right now. And I'm going to look a little bit closer. If you look there on the right side of your screen, that is a motorhome or a mobile home flipped on its side. You can see the undercarriage of that motorhome or that mobile home there. It looks like the motorhome on the left side may be pretty much untouched as far as any significant damage. Maybe it was moved a little bit along the foundation where it was set up. You see it says North Country there on the back of that mobile home there, but you also see on the right side of your screen, it looks like that may have been a mobile home itself that was actually flipped over. So there is that damage there, and this is north of Mount Enterprise, where we did have a confirmed tornado touchdown at this RV park, this mobile home park. So at this point, we can see that we have a severe thunderstorm warning for that area. Once again, that will expire. Let me see, go ahead and if you pop that, that'll expire at 4 o'clock. So that part of Rusk County, along near Mount Enterprise and to the north, and a good part of the county actually, is under that severe thunderstorm warning, and that'll be in effect until 4 o'clock. That's the large tornado or severe thunderstorm warning that we were telling you about. You can see strong storms near the Laneville area right now, kind of northwest of Cushing, Mount Enterprise. You can see live right now, it's just raining lightly, and we've got lots of folks out there, lots of emergency vehicles. But at this point, we have not heard of any injuries. But do I see an ambulance that might be there? Certainly a lot of police and sheriffs vehicles are there. Again, they're just helping out. I would imagine we've got power lines down, but there it is. There's that mobile home that's completely flipped over on its side. There's one there, and I believe there's one that's coming into screen right there, just to the east or to the right of that motor home. So they were actually flipped on their side as this tornado made its way through that part of East Texas. This is north of Mount Enterprise in that motorhome part. The Whispering Springs. Pines. I'm going to get it right one of these times. Whispering Pines RV park in that area. So again, we've not heard of any injuries. Thank God for that, at least at this point. Tornado was observed. The National Weather Service, I'm sure, is going to be out there sometime during the day tomorrow to confirm that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to speak too much because we want to make sure that, they can get in there and do their survey. But this is, like you said, right when that tornado started. And even to hit home hard on this, like even quick spin ups, regardless of how long it was on the ground, can quickly intensify and move those large mobile homes like that, even turning them over their side. So even an EF0 can do that. Now, we don't know the damage survey for this tornado or not. Regardless of that, though, you can see how quickly it developed and then caused that damage for sure. Yeah.
So we just wanted everyone to understand what's going on there. And yes, our photographer is moving the camera around a little bit. Things are going on, and we just wanted to make sure that they are safe out there. But again, Mount Enterprise is located right there. We believe the damage was north on Highway 259, just north of the city of Mount Pleasant. So as far as any injuries are concerned, we don't know of anything yet. And from all of the other tornadoes that have touched down or possibly touched down, there's going to be surveys during the day tomorrow. And certainly more are possible as the afternoon progresses. So if we go ahead and just kind of back out, Cody, and just kind of look at all of East Texas, we don't have any tornado warnings left. We just wanted to give you that good news of that RV park, that there were no injuries, but you saw the damage, very clear that the winds that moved through there toppled over two mobile homes and maybe additional damage in those locations. So folks, continue to be safe out there. I know East Texas News at 4 starts in about 25 minutes. We'll be here for that. And if any additional tornado warnings pop up or we get any severe thunderstorm warnings with that considerable tag, which means we've got winds in excess of 75, maybe 80 miles per hour, we'll certainly break in and let you know. Folks, back to regular programming.